He
No.
wants to know if he's pretty. Is he pretty?
You're absolutely gorgeous.
Have you seen his pictures? Should I sit next to him?
I think you need a little more stubble, though.
I had a family thing yesterday. I had to shave. I met grandparents I never met before, so I had to
You could have
shave.
drawn them on.
I was
Because in the
thinking
show, it's just line.
I know.
line.
I've seen somebody try that, and it doesn't look good.
So apparently, this panel is the Sonny Shadows panel. This is some sort of fan club thing that these kids have started over here. I don't know what if you have to be naked or whatever. I don't know what the rules are.
That was part of the initiation.
But I did say I would come in and sit in this panel with you guys. The thing is, if I do a panel, every one of my panels, the last 15 minutes, I give to the people who showed up to sign if you brought anything to sign. Okay? So we'll be happy to do that. And I will give this over to you now.
Hello, my name's Corey. How you doing? I am the creator, restart creator of Sonny Shadows, and I cannot tell the
Rebooter.
Rebooter, yes, the rebooter for Sonny Shadows. It originally used to be Sonny's Sidekicks, but now it's Shadows because it's Sonny's Comics Shadows. Basically what the website is just a know-it-all for all of you fans out there to know where he's going, what he's doing, what,
Who are you sleeping with?
It better be Gayla.
All right. Since she's at this con.
So it's basically just an update for you guys. We also have a Facebook page, which we will have contests and stuff like that I host and I provide the prizes for. And if Sonny wishes, he can as well. We don't force you to.
That's good.
Unless you want us to force you to.
Yeah, that's good too.
So currently right now there is one up there. You can actually earn a chance to get a evil little worm. Yeah, you know what we're talking about.
No.
No. Anyway, it's everybody that knows Envy, you're going to be able to earn his arch nemesis of a design that you wish. Yes, you can put angel wings, or you can stab it with the maze dagger, whatever you wish. And it gets judged by a couple of people, including these two right over there. And we decide which one we like best, and whoever it wins, I make it for you, and it gets shipped to you. So,
That's awesome.
yep. So please go onto the Facebook page and check it out. It's Sonny Shadows on Facebook.com. So check it out, do it. And also vote up We Shadows. Go to his comic, We Shadows. It's awesome.
Can I explain something about that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, a few years ago I was published by Tokyo Pop with a series called We Shadows. And I did the first book for them, they published it. I did the second book for them, and then they folded. And recently, last October, I got the rights back to We Shadows. And I decided I wanted to publish book 2 myself. But then I thought, well, a lot of people haven't seen book 1. So I started a webcomic with We Shadows with book 1. And it has been in the top 10 webcomics for the past almost 5 months now.
Vote We Shadows up.
Yes, it has to be voted into that position. So if you are a friend of mine on Facebook, you'll see me telling you to vote every frickin' day. But
That you do.
Yes.
yeah, we're in 8th place now in the top 10. It's pretty cool because 3 months ago, it stayed for the whole month in number 10 of the top 10. Last month, it was been in number 9 in the top 10, and this month it's staying pretty strong in number 8. So it's slowly moving up. By this rate, maybe next year will be number 1. But the cool thing about being in the top 10 webcomics is that a lot of people go to that site. And then they'll click on the link, and every time you're in the top 10, you'll get at least 2,000 to 5,000 more viewers a day. So it's pretty awesome. So vote We Shadows up, and go to WeShadows.com to check it out.
All right, now what okay. So basically, yes, go to WeShadows.com, vote up the comic, vote up everything Sonny, because Sonny's awesome, and he helps us get all these great characters, even though some of them die.
All of them die. I think it's in my contract.
You got Usopp and Lupin.
Okay, yes. I think Usopp is the one character that should die, but doesn't die. Not that I don't like him, I just think that he should be dead. all the thing he goes through. He should be dead by now. I don't know how he survives. The guy can take a lot of damage.
Just like Luffy.
Yes, just like, but Luffy's super powered. You can see why he would last. Usopp, I have no clue. I mean, let's face it, Krillin is practically Superman, and he dies all the time. Here's this guy with no powers and a nose that looks like a big target, and dies. He doesn't ever die. It's amazing.
He took a friggin' 5-ton bat to the face and he walked away. I don't understand.
Yeah, just 5 tons. He also has a 5-ton mallet.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, but it's not really.
No, it's not. It's like 10
Just
pounds.
mechanical.
I am really looking forward to him being Soga King, by the way. That's gonna
Oh
be
yes,
soon.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
You're gonna sing?
Yeah. You guys do know that I sing also on Dragon Ball Z Kai, the theme song.
Yes, it's amazing.
Please come to the concert that my band White Girl is doing tomorrow night in Main Events right here at 8 o'clock p.m. We are, one of the songs I'm going to be doing is Dragon Soul. And if you guys know the words, I'm going to have you on stage and sing with me.
The words.
Good, you're up on stage.
Yes!
Also, if you have a Black Butler costume of any kind, of any character in the show, you guys know that I play Drossel on that show?
Yes.
Okay, well, every convention I go to, people ask me to sing London Bridge because of that. So my band is also doing our own version of London Bridge, and you've got to, and we're doing a video of it, and we want all the cosplayers to come up on stage with us on that too. So that's the end of that plug.
Do it because I won't be there.
Dude, major fail. Major.
I know.
You get like 10 refresher points taken off. You guys know I play that character.
Yes.
Too. That's 10 refresher points for knowing.
Woo!
Woo!
Blame my
I love
job.
you!
Blame my job. I got fired.
You got fired, then you don't have to go to work, so why can't you come to the show?
No money for a hotel.
Oh, that's right. That sucks. I'd let you stay with us, but no. Sorry, I love you, but I wouldn't do that.
It's fine.
Okay.
I'm sure you're crazy anyway.
Well, I sleep naked.
Not an invitation.
That doesn't seem to be a deterrent, though.
I don't pitch a tent.
No.
Because I sleep on top of the covers.
It still doesn't seem to be a deterrent.
Stop making that face.
Just imagine that.
Why are you so red? Are you getting mad? Are you mad at me? Are you angry? She's angry. I've destroyed the panel.
I'm content.
So anyway, any other questions about popping tents?
Sonny, don't make her glad that she's not coming back.
Too late.
By the way, guys, at the last of this, if you have anything to sign, you can also buy one of these from me. They're $10, and I'll be happy to draw your favorite character I do a voice for on the back. You're still thinking about me on the bed, aren't you?
Let's take this away from her because she is someplace else. La la la.
She just spells that.
Yeah, exactly. So what else can we tell them about this thing? There'll be pictures of me on my bed, on the fan site.
What color are the sheets?
There'll be a little ring toss game. And,
Don't make me that.
Just stop.
you get like a free CD if you make it. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you might as well say
I love this man.
For those of you who are willing to stick around to the end of the panel, we are going to be having a dinner for all of the fans. It's going to be at the 1020 Bistro at the Hilton right over there, so you don't have to drive, you don't have to take a long walk. It's going to be just about a half hour afterwards, and we'll be doing sign-ups at the end of the panel. So for those of you who want to come, and you can just get a drink if you want, or an appetizer, and there will be cake at the end with an awesome picture of Sonny cosplayed as Krillin.
Wow! Do I have hair or not?
Yes. You drew the picture.
Just goes to show how many pictures he does for you guys.
That's true.
Yes, we do have a limited amount of people. The reservation is for 30 people, so
How many people
aside
in this
from...
room? 5.
I don't know, everybody count your neighbors. Except for Toph, she's blind.
Somebody's not gonna make it. Some of you are not gonna make it, I can tell you right now.
First come, first serve.
Well, you can just sit around and watch. Like,
What do we have to do for immunity?
You have to be really close to us.
And so if you want to
Yeah.
sign up for this panel, you can.
Brandon, no.
You have to win the ring toss.
Let's get started.
So
Keep your clothes on.
I'm gonna need a fluffer.
By the way, I have to say, just because I'm wearing this costume, you remind me of one of my ex-boyfriends.
That's very sad.
You remind me of all my
So, should we do a Q&A? Is that what this is going to be?
Oh, yes.
Do you guys have any Q's for our A's?
questions about the club,
Do you have
about.
any A's
Yes,
for
what
Q's?
is your Q?
Why is your band called White Girl?
Because there's a white girl in it. Now, actually, we started out as a punk rock band, and we covered mostly a band called X. And one of their songs is called White Girl, and it became sort of our anthem. And so we said, let's just call the band White Girl. And now, you guys know the Slants? The band, the Slants? They're a J-pop group, all Japanese guys. They call themselves the Slants because of their eyes. Seriously, that's why they do it. And I got contacted just like 2 days ago by one of the Slants guys. He says he loves our music and wants to know if we'll tour with him. And I went, White Girl and the Slants? Are we going to call it the interracial tour? That'd be awesome. Guys, anybody have a black band that we could? That would be just cool, you know. That is actually why the band's called White Girl. And actually, one of our first songs on this is called Burn. And I wrote the song, I was listening to White Girl backwards. And I went, that sounds like completely different lyrics. So I started writing them down, and we wrote, actually, if you play this first song backwards in the chorus, you can hear, she's a white girl, but I'm living with a white girl. It's awesome. But does that answer your question? I guess it does, yeah. Yes, what is your question?
How do you play a CD backwards?
First, I have to turn it into an MP3. Then you have to have some kind of recording program. And then you flip it. It starts a reverse mode. Some people don't have that technology. You will. It'll be an app. You're blind?
What?
You're blind?
What?
You're blind? You're blind?
Her eyes don't work too well. You have to talk louder.
Yeah, actually at the moment I really can't see anything but just bright light.
Why?
Because I have
Blinding contacts in?
Yes. I have
That is
legit.
freaking legit. It really is.
That's how
That is some
hardcore of a
commitment.
cosplayer I am. I blinded myself.
Mm-hmm.
I sat too close to the TV.
Well, if you really were committed, you'd gouge them out. No, I'm just kidding. That's not required by anyone in this room. Do we have any other questions? No, well, thank you guys so much for showing up. Do you guys have anything else to say about the shadow stuff? Oh, no, that's not what we've already talked about that.
Tell them about Sketchpalooza.
Sketchapalooza. All right, last year I got the umpteenth request for me to draw a commission for somebody. And I told them, look, that's going to cost about $200 for that kind of commission. And they went, oh no. You know, and I said, well, how much did you want to spend? And they said, $10. I went, $10? What would I do for $10? So I thought, well, I would draw a character about this big, and it could be any character you wanted. So I tried it out on Facebook, and within like 2 or 3 months, they were selling out like in 2 minutes. And then on Christmas, I decided to do a mega Sketchapalooza. I said, for an hour straight, I'll take as many orders that come in. The 300 came in. It took me months to finish that thing. I think there's still some I haven't done. But I still do Sketchapalooza like on Facebook, usually on Friday nights if I'm in town. So check it out. You can also go on my Facebook and check out like past Sketchapalooza drawings, and there's tons of them on there. That's why I don't remember when I draw something for somebody at all.
They're also on DeviantArt.
That's right, you can go to DeviantArt. Sonny is my name, S-O-N-I-O-N. Like onion with an S. Delicious. Delicious. Do you have a question? No.
I was actually going to ask about Sketchapalooza myself, so you kind of answered my question there.
That is a preemptive answer, isn't it? That's amazing. It's like psychic.
We have like a link going.
You and I are like this.
I think it's because you signed.
You can stay in my room.
Thank you.
Because I
You
trust
still have to play ring toss.
everybody in the room
Let's say
has to
we
play
have a
ring
link
toss.
going on,
Let's,
so this
let's
wouldn't be
make
difficult.
sure that everybody knows this. You're gonna have to play ring toss in my room.
Especially you, Maze.
Exactly.
I can do that. That's fine.
You're first in line.
Yes!
And I'm going to give you a little tiny ring, so it's going to be harder.
I'll have to get close.
I mean, not harder, but it's going to be different. You know what I'm saying? Is it early? It's too early for this kind of panel, isn't
Drop
it?
it right over there.
It's never too late.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me or my parents for raising me this way. So, we have any other questions about ring toss? No? Satan?
Are they multicolored rings?
Huh?
Are they multicolored rings?
Yes. But
Yay.
they're specific to their size, though. I think the smallest one's yellow.
Okay.
Play school, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we just replaced one part of the play school.
What are you playing?
Why are we talking about this? Do you have questions that might be about anime? You guys know that I'm a director at Funimation. I'm a writer for Funimation. I've been published by about 20 times with different comic books. You guys have any questions about writing comics, drawing comics, directing, acting, writing, how to get into any of these businesses? I'll be happy to help you out.
I am actually, this has been like my dream job since I was about 6 years old to pretty much do what you do.
Voice acting?
Yes.
Same here. I love voice acting.
If you guys want to be a voice actor,
I legitimately practice. I'm on stage constantly. And
but you're well on your way. You do a lot of theater and stuff like that. That's the best training,
my
I
legitimate
think.
dream job right there.
How old are you?
I'm 21.
Yeah, are you in college or are you just?
I'm just about done college.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, I graduate in September.
And how long have you been acting?
Since my junior year in high school.
Good for you. Yeah, and I tell this to people, most people that you're competing against have about 10 years of experience of some kind going in. And this guy's well on his way because he's getting actual real training.
I love it.
I know a lot of people listen to it and go, oh, anybody can do that. It's not true.
No, it takes talent, it takes time, it takes heart.
I was actually in New York with Chris Sabat. You guys know who Chris Sabat is?
Yes.
He and I were on some train going somewhere. I don't know where we're going, but this guy sitting across from me goes, so you guys from out of town? I said, yeah. And he said, what do you do? And I said, well, we're actually voice actors on a cartoon. And he goes, no, that is sick! Really? What show? I said, Dragon Ball Z. He goes, oh, that is sick! I love that show! Oh, man, that is... And he goes, you know what? You should get me a job on your show. I went, wow, are you a voice actor? You know, because most voice actors don't have such a pronounced accent. And he's like, no, I'm not a voice actor, but I could do that. I could totally do that. And I went, wow, what do you do for a living? He goes, oh, I program computers. I said, oh, you need to get me a job. He goes, you program computers? I went, no, but I checked my email. I could do that, man. I could totally do that. Yeah, it's a lot of people think that it doesn't take any training, but it does. And it's really hard to get into these days. I mean, when I auditioned, I think we had maybe 10 actors working at the time. Now we have like over 300 people that we draw from.
Gosh, I mean,
So you got to be
Dragon
top
Ball
of your
Z
game.
Had like how many people on its staff at the time?
Yeah, not
There
many.
was-
And see now, like, and we've dropped. You can tell the people who actually had a lot of training because they're still working. You know, we've lost a lot of people along the way.
Does Sean Schemmel still do stuff?
Sean Simmel still works. He doesn't work at Funimation. He works
No.
in New York now, and we're stationed in Texas.
So Dragon Ball Z Kai was the last thing.
Yeah, if anytime we do any video games with Dragon Ball Z, he'll fly in for that too.
Sweet.
Yeah, because that's his favorite
So,
character.
I mean, he's guaranteed Goku at the very least.
Oh yeah, I think it'd
I
be a
can't
long time
imagine
before we
anybody else doing him.
replace him on Goku. Yeah,
Moscow X.
yeah. You guys seen Dragon Ball Z Kai?
Yeah.
Season 2 just finished.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you've seen it on television, you're not seeing the real Dragon
yeah,
Ball Z
I know.
Kai. That's edited for 7-year-olds because that's the time slot we have, so we had to edit it.
Blue Popo.
Yeah, exactly. I think that Dragon Ball Z Kai unedited is better than Dragon Ball Z. And if for nothing else, that the actors have been doing this for 14 years, and we're a lot better now. You know?
I heard the script was vastly superior.
Vastly, yeah. There's no Mondo Cool from Krillin, for one. But
Goku doesn't have the whole "I'm the hope of the universe" speech.
Right,
That's what I've
right.
heard.
It's really good, and I think also it's better edited as far as the animation is concerned and stuff like that too. So definitely check it out. Like, okay, one of the things Gohan says is when they're on planet Namek and there's all these dead Namekians.
Oh, they're just sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. Originally the line is, oh my God, they killed them all, right? You can't say that on Y7, so we changed it to, oh no, they're sleeping. They put them all to sleep, I think is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about, well, for a 7-year-old, the scary thing is nap time, so maybe that's appropriate. Not appropriate enough. Really, you should see it on the DVDs. I highly recommend it. Any other questions? Yes?
Do the same principles that you were talking about with voice acting apply to translating jobs as well?
Yeah, to a certain degree. I mean, you're going to need, because if you're talking about translating or actually adapting,
No, like translating.
actually translating Japanese into English, you would need some kind of experience, at least be able to speak or write both fluently. But most of our translators, we had one in-house for a while, but most of them are Japanese anyway, so that's a little harder to get into. Now, when we write the scripts, we get this rough translation, and they're usually really rough. And we have to watch the show several times sometimes to figure out what the heck's going on. And you go, oh, I see what they're saying. But that's not how we say that here, and you change it. We used to Americanize the hell out of everything.
Yeah.
You mean Funimation was once for kids?
Actually, in a way we were. Our philosophy was to Americanize everything. And do you guys remember Fruits Basket?
Oh yeah, I love that.
Well, Justin Cook was the director on Fruits Basket. And at that time, everything we did, I'll try to get these people who can see me in the back. Hello. At that time, everything we did was very Americanized. And Justin saw Fruits Basket as a very Japanese type show, right? So he wanted that show to have that kind of tone. And so all of us that he brought into act had to read a certain way, and we all were like, what the heck is this, right? And when we all saw it, we were like, oh my God, this is awesome. It actually feels like a Japanese show, but with English. And we were all brought into a meeting, all the directors of the time, and Justin was not invited to this meeting. And we were told, this is how you are not to direct anime. We want this to be Americanized. And at the time, we're like, okay, that's what we need to do. Well, a few weeks later, the reviews for Fruits Basket came out, and everyone loved it. And now Justin Cook is one of the main producers at Funimation. So, and I really credit him a lot for being one of the high watermarks at Funimation. The first high watermark was when Chris Sabat took over Dragon Ball Z. We improved immensely at that point. Then Fruits Basket, then I would say Full Metal Alchemist. And after that, Funimation became sort of like the hallmark of quality in anime, which was funny because before that we were demonized as the root of all anime evil, So yeah, check it out. If you haven't seen Fruits Basket, you got to see Fruits Basket. Yeah. That's an amazing show. I remember Justin saw me at a convention one time. He said, "Have you seen Fruits Basket yet?" And I'm like, "Nah, that's not my kind of show." And he went, "What?" And he handed me this stack of Fruits Baskets. And my wife and daughter and I sat down. Yeah, I'm typecast as Hughes. We sat down and we watched the first one and we're like, oh my God, we watched the next one and watched the next. We spent the whole day watching Fruits Basket. It's an amazing show.
I wish they would have went through to the end of the series.
Do what?
I said I wish they would have went through to the end of the manga.
Oh, me too. Me too.
I actually got my friend hooked on anime by having her watch Fruits Basket.
I know, that's my daughter doesn't
Not
like
you.
anime, but she loves Fruits Basket. That's such a high quality show. Any other questions? Yeah.
I think I once read that one of the earliest things Funimation actually worked on was something involving a Chuck E. Cheese video, and it's something that they don't exactly like to talk about.
That's the Galaxy 5000 Chuck E. Cheese movie. Yeah. I know all about that. Let me tell you this. You guys know Chuck E. Cheese. Y'all have that up here, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I have that up there. I had my 21st birthday there.
I was asked to cast this horrible movie.
Oh, no.
And I actually, I got in trouble because I said, can we recast like the Chuck E. Cheese and all those other characters from that? And they're like, no! These have to be these guys. I'm like, oh, okay, because I think we got better actors, but all right. It was abysmal. I actually even did like storyboards for dance numbers in the show and everything like that. And at first they were telling me, no, we want like something grand. And I gave them something really simple because I knew the movie. And I was like, okay, so I redid it as a Disney and went, we don't have a budget for that. Can you do it simpler? And I just gave them the storyboards I did the first time, and they're like, yeah, these will work. Yeah. And Chris Sabat wrote all the music in that. He may deny it.
Gina wrote that.
It is literally the worst movie ever made. So please check it out. Galaxy 5000.
Worse than Star Wars.
Where can I find
Worse than
this?
Dragon Ball
Worse than the prequels.
Worse
Yes.
than Twilight?
Worse than Spider-Man 3.
Well, not worse than Twilight.
Give him more credit.
Oh, it's better. Yeah, Spider-Man 3 is better. Yeah.
Worse than the Star Wars Christmas episode.
We were actually making a joke earlier.
Yes,
that
worse
we-
than that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Worse than the
I
last
like-
Worse than Ed Wood's career.
Oh.
Okay?
I like Plan
Ed Wood would have
9.
seen this and went, wow, that's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions?
Any questions about any of the
Two
roles
kings.
he's done?
I've heard that you do Ragnarok from Solo Eater, yes?
Yes.
How do you do his voice? I don't get how you can.
I also do Kyuso on Samurai 7, right? My voice is a lot lower in the morning, and as the day progresses, it gets higher. But I was actually cast in that one without auditioning. And I had no idea why. Why are they asking me to do this? Because I don't usually get these kind of roles, but it's like this demon. It was like this very scary demon voice. And I was very excited about it because he was just twisted and evil, and I don't usually get those characters. I usually get cute characters like Mr. Hughes here. And Krillin, yeah. And then they die, right. So they asked me to do this voice, and then like a few episodes in, he becomes this chibi creature, right? And then suddenly I realized why they asked me. Because they just wanted an angry Krillin, I hate you, Krona. Play ring toss with me. I figured it out then. But yeah, that's most of us who are voice actors are mimics, and we have a wide range of impressions that we do, so.
Have you ever been given free reign on a voice? Like they said,
Yeah,
do what you want to do?
You guys seen Apachai on Kenichi?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, originally the Japanese version, he is all up here, it's like, everything's on this level, even when he talks normally, it's like this, right? Well, I thought it'd be funny if he talked like this, and would slip into, Appa! I will kill you! Appa! And I just did that randomly at the audition, and they went, oh, that's unusual. Okay. So they let me do it on that. Krillin, originally, Dragon Ball Z was recorded in the United States, but it was recorded by the Canadian group, Ocean Group. And a lot of people don't know this because we've actually re-recorded everything they've done.
Yeah, I've seen some of the Ocean Group.
And originally, we were cast because we had to try to sound like them. And the first Krillin talked like this. And it was like a guy named Terry Clausen did it, eh? And so I got the part because I could sound like Terry Clausen. Well, when we first started recording, Barry Watson was the director at the time. Now, we record in Texas, so there's a lot of Texas accents down there amongst the directors, at least back then. And he's like, that sounds just like Terry Clausen, but I hate that voice. And I went, well, what do you want me to do? And he goes, I don't know. I mean, Krillin's, he's a midget, but he's the world's strongest human being. I said, so you want like a tough midget? And he's like, yeah. I said, now, Popeye the Sailor Man has always been my favorite cartoon character. Actually, my favorite character. And so I said, how about like Popeye on helium? And he said, what would that sound like? And I went, I don't know, something like this. Come on, guys, let's go. He went, yeah. You say. So I actually got free reign while everyone else was trying to sound like the Ocean Group cast. Now, as the show progressed, they all made the characters their own. They don't sound anything like they did in season 1. But yeah, that was an awesome experience. Now, Lupin the Third, I tried to base that voice on the original voice actor in Japan, and also the guy who did Castle Cagliostro. I can't remember his name, but one of the best dubs I've ever seen. And Usopp is almost exactly like the original. As a matter of fact,
yes.
Oda cast us in this. That they didn't like where 4Kids was going with it, so they let Funimation. Well, again, they were trying to Americanize, like our old philosophy used to be too, right? So we got to recast it, but they sent the recordings of the top 10 actors for each character to Japan and let Oda decide who got to be in it.
That is awesome.
Right, so if you don't like the way I do Usopp, I don't care. Because this is what the creator of the series hears in their head, so...
Yeah. They can't get any better than
They can't get better than that, right. So, yeah.
often does
it
that
depends on the
happen?
show. Some shows we got complete free reign.
Yeah.
Like, I played Grandpa Jin on Shin-Chan. They just said, can you do something old and goofy? And I said, yeah, I think I can. You know, so that's how he sounds. And he's in an E Street cover band, yo. Baby, we were born to run, yeah. Oh, you're kind of cute. Want to come back to my room and play some ring toss? You can bring the camera. That's right. Thank you, Hester Prim. Any other questions? Yes, in the back.
Of all the characters that you've voiced over the years, what has been your most favorite role?
I have several favorites, but I have to put Krillin at the top of the list because that was the first one I got to do, and I got to grow and develop with him and became a solid voice actor through him. So definitely Krillin at the top. Maze Hughes is close to the top. I'd have to say Zenjiro from Kodacha. One of my absolute favorite characters to do. Yeah, she's special. And let's see. I really liked Apachai. And it's, you know, a lot of people don't even know about Kenichi. And it's really one of the better animes, I think.
I love it.
Yeah? It's a good show, right? Yes, Satan.
So what's the opposite? What's your least favorite or most difficult?
The most difficult is Usopp, but he's one of my favorites too. But his voice, okay, Krillin talks like this, right? Usopp has a little hitch in his voice. And that hitch kills me. After about 3 hours, I can't talk. So it's one of the hardest ones to do. The one I almost regretted doing, but I didn't, was I was walking down the hallway in Funimation, and the director, Chris Bevan, said, hey, Sonny, come in. I got a character, if you can do it really quick. And I said, okay. And it was this guy buying soiled panties from the soiled panty store. And I didn't even know those existed, right? I later found out that they're actually vending machines that you can get soiled panties from. I don't know if they're freeze-dried or whatever. I don't know how that works. But anyway, and then later he gets gang raped in an alley. So, yeah. The worst thing about it for me, though, was that I was like, okay, it didn't bother me. I was just like, it's another $50. There's nothing, there's no level I will not stoop to for $50. Yeah.
During your career or part of your voice acting, what was your most hilarious moment that you thought of?
You know, a lot of hilarious stuff came from Lupin the Third. If you guys have not seen the Funimation version, we had like 11 movies, the Lupin the Third movies. And those were so awesome because I got to direct them and play Lupin. And so what I would do, since he had most of the lines, I would record all of his lines first in a rough track, and then I'd have everybody play off of that. And then I would go back and re-record. So it's some of the best, tightest recording you can hear in this kind of voice acting. Very good vocal chemistry. But I told all of the actors, you can just improvise as long as the intention of the line is still the same. But if you can think of a funnier way to say it, please do. And I had Chris Sabat on there, and I had Mike McFarlane. I mean, these people we can improvise to flaps because we've been doing it so long. And some of the most funny things that happened on that. But the funniest thing that ever happened was not on that show. Well, it was actually one of the Lupin movies, but it was from Sean Schimmel. You brought up Sean Schimmel. And I was recording him as one of the villains, and he had gas. And he was farting in that booth all day. And he was like going, dude, you do not want to come in here. And I'm like, keep that door closed. It's like Goku and Krillin yelling at each other. Keep the door closed. And at one point, our old booths were about the size of a phone booth. And there was like a hole in the, like a vent. And at one point he was like going, trying to get some air in there. And I'm like, don't open that door, please. Now, to his credit, when the session was over, he opened the door really quick and shut it fast and left. And I went on break. And then Laura Bailey was coming into me. And I forgot what had happened in that booth all day. So I'm just sitting there and I'm going, okay, Laura, for this character, you're going to, and I hear, ooh. Like, what's going on? She was like, what is that smell? And I went, oh no, get out, abort. And she ran out. What was that? I was like, ooh. I don't know how to tell you this. Sean had gas in there. She's like, oh! Tears started coming down her face. Now, I told Sean about that the next day when I came in to record, and he said, yes. You evil bastard. Goku is an evil bastard. Yeah.
Or voice acting people are not the only people that do that.
Have gas?
I'm in radio. I'm in radio. And they farted in the booth before it was my shift, and then they locked me in there. In a sound booth, no one can hear you scream. The padding on the walls, it absorbs it. That was the longest 3 hours of my life. I age in dog years now.
That's nasty. Yeah. Do you have any more questions about farting before we move on to a new topic? Okay, great.
You said you directed a lot, and is there any time when you were directing that series and you started hearing someone like record and you're like, oh man, I really wish I could have done that voice or something?
No, I mean, I feel very fortunate. I got the parts I really wanted, you know? I mean, I really wanted Krillin out of Dragon Ball Z. I really can't think of, maybe Vegeta would have been a fun part to do, you know? But honestly, I out of all of them, I like Krillin the best. To me, Krillin is, well, he's the bravest guy on the show. And the reason I say this is because he goes in knowing he's going to die. But if he can buy his friends a couple more minutes, he'll do it, even though he's scared to death. And I like to say this a lot. I heard this quote a long time ago, that courage is not being without fear. Courage is being afraid and doing what you have to do anyway. And Krillin is like that. And so is Usopp. And he's sort of like the Krillin of that show, which I love playing Usopp. I would have liked to have had a bigger part, I think, on Sergeant Frog. That seems like more my show. But other than that, I feel very fortunate. Any other questions? Yes.
What voice actor or actress are you like most friends with at Funimation?
Pretty tight with Colleen Clinkenbeard. And for a while, Colleen and Laura Bailey and I, we were just thick as thieves. And Laura moved to California. Ruined it. But yeah, I love Chris Sabat. He cracks me. He's one of the few people who actually make me laugh out loud. Sean Schimmel's a riot. Although Sean Schimmel is very, very hyperactive. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like, it's a nightmare of energy.
He plays Goku, so I can see
He has real Goku energy. Mike McFarlane, I love to death. He's Master Roshi, and he's also the director of Full Metal Alchemist. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard not to like the people at Funimation. They're all nuts. Yeah.
Is Justin Cook still employed there?
Justin Cook is. He's one of our main producers. Yeah.
That's awesome.
If not the main producer. Yeah.
I mean,
he still voice acts occasionally too.
Yeah, he's not in as many shows as he used to be.
Well, he's busy. He's a producer.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's his full-time job now. Yeah.
2 questions.
Yeah.
One was if at all you would somehow record or put on a fan site some of the stuff at Funimation, like the players' outtakes or whatever you see around it, like Lake Shepherd, or some of the, can't remember the names you just said.
I'll tell you what, some of the best outtakes that there are, you can see them on the internet now, are from Oron High School. The Full Metal, the FMA outtakes are good too. And you know, people always ask, what are some of your favorite outtakes? And I'm like, I don't know, because we have them every day, you know? It's like every day we go in and, even if it's like a really serious scene, we're probably goofing off between takes just to keep our energy up, you know? And sometimes those make it on and sometimes they don't. What was your second question?
Now I can't think of it.
Does anyone have his second question? What is it?
Question, but I'm very slow when reading English subtitles. What frog do you, or whatever character you play on S? Sergeant Frog?
I played a few characters on there. I played one of the commanders that they were reporting to, you know, and a bunch of other characters I can't remember. You know, things that just took a day or two to do. I really wanted to do one of the main casts on that one. That was a fun show. Any other questions? Yes.
I think it was more on when I was watching a commentary, but I'm not sure. But I remember someone saying that like people would purposely on the show like mess each other up, like they would record before someone else would.
That happens on every show. We call them dropping a bomb. Not like Sean Schimmel's bomb. We drop these bombs on here so that you're recording and he just plays. Because you hear like about 4 seconds of the show before it's time to record, and a lot of times that's a line that somebody else had said before that. So yeah, we like to trip each other up.
Well, I was gonna ask if you had a favorite bomb that like either you experienced or like you did.
I can't remember, honestly, because I'm saying, if you do so many of them, you don't hold them in your head.
True.
Because you're there just to do it. You know, I mean, that's part of your job, is to leave something crazy for somebody else. Yeah.
Would you even record some of these?
Sure, of course we would. Now, I think we have time for maybe one more question before we have things to sign for people and whatever you guys are giving away.
Well, I have one more question for everybody that wants to join the We Shadows, Sonny Shadows, and stuff like that. For contests, what kind of material you want to see in the club, I'd like to hear from you personally what you'd like to have on there. Like, we have contests, like what kind of prizes would you like? You know, I can attempt to get certain things like DVD box sets. That is within my ability sometimes. I can do make plushies. I can get
White girl CDs.
White girl CDs. I don't know.
Free request for Sketchapalooza.
Yeah.
It's possible. You guys are
There you
making me
go.
work for all these.
So, you know, possibilities right there that we can give you for prizes. But is there anything else that you guys would like to see on the site, on Facebook, just for your personal enjoyment? Anything you guys can think of?
Some of the bombs that you play on
That might get into a little copyright problem, using Funimation material on that site.
But some of the pranks or whatever.
I can certainly tell the stories on there. Like say, this week at Funimation, this happened.
That could work.
Yeah.
So he could probably do something like that, you know, I guess make little Facebook posts, you know, what happened, you know, from his own account, you know, post on Sonny Shadows Facebook and say, hey, you know, this just happened or something, you know. Anything else? Somebody almost had an idea almost, I think.
And where can they go if they come up with an idea later?
If you have an idea that you want to send, you can go to, you can talk today. You can actually send me an email personally, and I can look it over and think about it with my other two subjects here, including Sonny. If you are expecting maybe a prize from him, I can talk to him about it.
Where do they find that email?
It is called wingedbullets@comcast.net. It is my personal email. It's the fastest way to get to me currently right now until we have the Sonny Shadows email fully bugged out. Currently right now, Yahoo with that email is having some difficulties and it's getting bogged down severely. So until we get that fixed, wingedbullets@comcast.net is the best place to get a hold of me.
Okay. Do you guys have anything you brought that you need signed? Anyone? If you do, and you also need to sign up for the dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want to sign up for the dinner, if you got something you want to sign, come over here, let's form one line. If you want to get one of these, they're $10, and I'll